Text here. Blocked emergency exits continue to be the most common violation in nightlife spaces. Fire extinguishers are often empty or expired. Alarms don't work. Many clubs operate at far above their approved capacity. Flammable decor is used for aesthetics with zero safety checks. Wiring is overloaded by lighting and sound equipment, and most staff have never been trained for emergencies. So what should actually be happening inside these venues? Every club must have 2 accessible exits, not 1 fire extinguisher. Must also be visible, usable. Smoke detectors and alarms must function. Electrical load must be certified, and safe occupancy limits must be enforced. Staff must then know how exactly to evacuate people when things go wrong. But the responsibility isn't only on authorities or owners, it is also on the people walking in. So for people walking in, always check for 2 exits the moment you enter. Leave immediately if you smell anything burning. Avoid areas packed with foam panels, with drapes or even low ceilings. If a place feels overcrowded, it is likely to be unsafe. Always trust your instincts. If something feels off, then walk out. The Goa fire exposed a pattern across cities, and that's why we're seeing inspections take place now. Safety drills are rare. Temporary structures have no fire resistance. Crowd control is left to untrained staff. Repeat violators continue operating. City agencies rarely act in sync. There are lessons we must take seriously now. Unlocked exits save lives. Audits must be frequent and followed by action. Flammable decor must be removed. Crowd limits cannot be ignored. Electrical overload, remember, is a major trigger. Goes unnoticed multiple times. Fog machines and lighting should also never hide. Early warning signs must be considered. Safety has to become a culture, not a checkbox. Red flags inside a club are also easy to spot. If only one door is being used by hundreds of people, that's a danger. If music is so loud that you can't hear anything, that's a danger again. If ceilings are covered in foam or bamboo, that's again dangerous sign you must watch out for. If the staff can't point to an exit, that's another dangerous pattern. When a fire starts, panic spreads even faster than flames. Crowds move blindly, narrow passages lock up within seconds, backflow blocks doorways, dark, smoky rooms disorient people. Noise drowns out instructions. Everyone runs back to the same door they came in from. So how should we put an end to this dangerous pattern that keeps repeating itself in different parts of the country? Let's bring in our experts this morning to decode the story and how really, as an individual, you can keep all of these things in mind, not to forget the caution that must be exercised by restaurant, club owners and event managers and organizers as well. First up, Rajiv Jain, founder and director of Rashi Entertainment, chair of the Entertainment Committee at PHDCCI and part of the founding team at EMA. He's joining us this morning. He's been at the center of conversations around large-scale events in Delhi, including the recent press briefing with the Chief Minister. Good morning, sir. Thank you for being with us here. Also with us this morning is Atul Garg. He's the former director of Delhi Fire Services. Both the gentlemen are going to be decoding the story and, most importantly, passing on some instructions on what can be done better. Mr. Garg, can I begin with you first up? Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
I want to take the biggest cue from what we've seen in Goa and ask you this, Mr. Garg. Of the incident we've seen, of the details that have come to light so far, as per you, as per your understanding and analysis, what has been the single biggest failure?
See, it is a man-made disaster. No fire safety system, fire tender cannot reach, right? Only one exit is there, kitchen in basement. This cannot be allowed. This is as per rule, all are, what I can say is illegal or unauthorized. So it is a man-made disaster. It is going to happen later or sooner.
Mr. Garg, for anyone walking into this kind of a space, be it a nightclub, be it a pub, be it a heavily packed restaurant, what are the 3 signs that people individually can watch out for, that they must follow? And if they do find lapses there, they should be able to make a conscious decision of walking out. Give us 3 crucial red flags that we must pick.
First, I must tell you that the pub fire is always deadly. If you go through the Google and see it everywhere, whenever the fire in pub is occur, it's a deadly. The death toll is very very high. The reason is this: there are exits, but for commercial reason they open only one exit because they charge money for entering in the club. Number two, there is a high sound, high sound music is there. Even the alarm system is there, it start buzzing it, but you cannot hear it because the music is so loud, you cannot hear any other sound. Number three is there is a dark place. It is a dark place. So, and the smoke gun are being used. If there is a smoke because of the electricity, because of anything else, and smoke from the fire is coming, you cannot, differentiate between it is a smoke from the fire or it is smoke from the smoke gun. And last and most importantly, people are drunk. And when you are drunk, you are a little bit a joy mood. The response is also slow. So fire in pub is always deadly and then death toll is always higher. Now, my advice for all the people who are going to the club or pub is first thing is that if there is see your exit. Even though you are going inside from one exit only, but there must be a exit and you must watch what is the near exit for you. And number one. Number two, if it is crowded, please avoid it. Not because of fire, but anything else. Suppose there is stampede, say something else. Even though there will be casualties, if it is overcapacity, overcrowded, please do not go. And once you are going it, watch your exit. Nothing else can be save you because otherwise nothing is in your hand. You cannot, light it. You cannot reduce the sound because you are there for music. There is smoke guns. Nothing is in your control except two things. Where is your exit? Number one, if overcrowded, avoid it. And number three, I must say to all the public, unless public start asking the question, like in Delhi, all club, all restaurants have a list. We have a website. All restaurants who got a fire ownership from the department is already listed. Before you planning a visit to a pub, kindly see it whether it got a fire license or not. If not, avoid it. Go to the another one where the fire system are available. Don't go on that club where the fire system is not available. Unless
Mr. Garg, but if all of these details are available in public domain and can be easily accessed, why is it that so many clubs get away with ignoring these basics for years? You're speaking of proper licensing, you're speaking of how they must have the required NOCs, but given the lack of these NOCs, how are they being allowed to operate?
See, that's the biggest question. A restaurant or a pub require a bucket of licenses. Not only the fire licenses, they require a fire safety license, they require excise license, they require head license, and they require license from the police. So I think in Goa, the coordination against the agency is lacking. Because if they are not having the fire license, how excise license was issued, how health license was issued, how police has. So I think the coordination between the agencies is also lacking in the Goa. In Delhi, the fire safety license is the first license. Unless you get the fire safety license, you cannot get any other licenses. So the coordination in Delhi is much better. It seems Goa has to come up with these things also. That there should be a coordination. Unless a fire license has been given, excise license cannot be given, health license cannot be given. Other license cannot. So they must make it that the fire safety license should be the first license to operate, to build, to anything. First you get the fire license.
And we've seen these kind of incidents, Mr. Garg, in the national capital as well. It may not be as frequent in nightclubs, but there are different buildings where these kind of incidents have happened. And all of this has happened because of lack of proper documents or licensing. Mr. Jain, I do want to bring you in and really get an organizer's perspective. Typically, when you sign up for an event, tell us what kind of safety checks do you ensure on your part? And are there any organizers, and this is not directed at you, but are there any organizers, or have you witnessed this pattern of people letting it be because that mentality kicks in कि कुछ होगा थोड़ी?
देखो, सबसे पहले good morning, first and foremost. And the most important thing is Mr. Garg is saying, why the laws are not being maintained while these restaurants and pubs are opening. Why government of India, why government of Goa, why government of Delhi is allowing these pubs to open. There is a certain pattern of rule what Mr. Garg is explaining that is there on the website. If you follow those patterns, there is a possibility that there will be very less problem that you will be having. But if you will not follow that particular rule, you are bound to face these kind of incidences. And in my opinion, we are only blaming those two people who have run away to Thailand. But in my opinion, it is the bureaucrats, the collectors, the SDMs are to be blamed who allowed this restaurant to operate there with a basement where kitchen was operating, with a basement where people were running, with a place where there was no fire exit, with a place where people can't go out, and it was operating in the city of Goa, the beach city of Goa. Why government was not looking after it? What was government doing? What was the people who are the professionals who are heading the government, to whom we are paying our taxes, 35%, 33% taxes, what are they doing? Can't they stop before these kind of incidences happen? So I listened to what Mr. Garg said. He was clear that these are the rules which everyone knows is being printed on the website, is being printed everywhere. But other than us who are running the restaurants, other people who are running the restaurants, the government should follow this very strictly and should not allow it to operate. You please go in the examples. The rule says that it should be over at 1 o'clock, but still the police allows it to operate till 2, 2:33, 3:34. How is it possible? Till the time DCP of an area or a commissioner of an area allows this to operate. So this is a bad incident that has happened in Goa, bad incidences that have happened in Delhi. But yes, other than the people who are running the restaurants, people who are running the pubs, I strongly feel that the government should be held responsible for this, for making them operate and running these kind of places. Because when there is no to exit, as according to Mr. Garg, when there are no fire tenders being placed, when there is no fire tender being standing outside, when there is no water, when there is no place from where the air can go out, when there is no place where they can put the fireplaces from where the fire can go up, how are they allowing it to operate? We are living in a democratic country where we elect our prime minister, where we elect our chief ministers, and it becomes the responsibility of the entire bureaucracy, it becomes the responsibility of entire politicians to help this stop. And only people who can follow the rules being laid down by our government of India should be allowed to operate.
No, officials, people in authoritative positions must ensure that these kind of checks and balances are in place, that these kind of verification drives happen on a regular basis and not just when an incident such as this comes to light, Mr. Jain. But I do want to understand from you, one part that we have broadly touched upon is lack of multiple exits, which is a big no, which should be ensured on part of the restaurant, the club owners. The other is lack of proper firefighting equipment. Do you see a lot of people showing a laid-back attitude when it comes to ensuring that these properly functional firefighting equipments are in the vicinity when you're organizing a large-scale event?
Let me explain you, these kind of fire extinguishers and the fire tenders are the most important part of any events that we are doing. Like the rule says that when you're doing an event, the fire extinguishers has to be placed in front of the stages. There are fire tenders to be parked outside. There is a water supply that has to be there in case of any kind of fire breaks out. We follow that particular rules as far as the events are concerned. And there are all safety measures being taken in case fire breakouts by small electric spark. The same gets controlled. Everyone will have to follow from their own will, that we have to follow the rules being laid down by Government of India, and we have to implement it. And government has to make sure, if you're not following the rule, close the restaurant, stop the event, stop the performances happening down, but the rules are to be followed, or else you'll keep on losing these lives every day, which is happening now in a very drastic manner. Don't get too much fascinating with the infrastructures you have to show, the cold pyros you have to show, the Niagara Falls you have to do. Don't get too much excited with that. Follow the rules being laid down. There'll be no problems as far as I am concerned. But yes, we have to blame the management of the people who are running the restaurant. We have to blame the government authorities of Goa for not stopping these. Second day, government of Goa, the bulldozers went down and break the restaurant. It could have done previously also. There are thousands and thousands of restaurants operating in Goa just now. Go visit everywhere. Do the fire extinguishers? Do they have a fire tender being parked outside? Is there 2 exits, as Mr. Garg is saying, is placed there? If all these things are there, the restaurant should operate. Or else it's a simple thing. Don't play with people, don't play with people, and don't play with people. It's people's country, run by people, run for people. So follow the people module, which the government of India, the government of Goa should do immediately now.
In fact, multiple governments across the country should, because these kind of spaces are there in every corner of the country. Mr. Garg, tell us a little bit about the process and procedure that may have been flouted here, that could be violated in different parts of the country as we speak, and a crackdown must take place to really ensure that these processes are being followed. So tell us, how often should fire audits actually take place? Is there a set timeline which is followed by authorities and officials? How was this allowed to happen? Tell us a little bit about the process here.
See, the process is that when a applicant is applied for a restaurant or a pub or nightclub, a team goes from the department to inspect the area and see the fire safety arrangement provided there, and it is appropriate, then the NOC is being issued. Otherwise, it is rejected, and he has to ask to comply the requirement as per the law. Now, this NOC is for a 3 year. After 3 years, he has to get the renewal, and again the team will go after 3 years and inspect the premises. Here I want to say, suppose this Goa restaurant has a NOC. Suppose, is it possible a fire department or a police, there are 100 discotheque, 100 clubs there, and in the evening of Friday or Saturday they are, sparking, they are cracking fires. Is it possible for a government or an individual to go and sit in all the clubs? Unless the management and the public has to be educated
But
for this
Mr. Garg,
purpose.
wouldn't you say 3 years is a long time? In that
See,
sense,
this is
current
government
building
policy
codes
because-
could be outdated, at least for nightlife culture, because a lot of changes can be inculcated in a 3-year time period. Exits could be blocked, firefighting equipments could go outdated, overcrowding could be happening at least on the weekends. Would you
That's why
say
I'm saying-
changes need to be made?
That's why I'm saying overcrowding will be there, because it is in the hand of management. Once the NOC has been issued, FSC has been issued, guidelines have been issued, you should follow that guideline. You are not following the guideline, even though you got a NOC, you are doing overcrowded, you are cracking the fire, you are electrifying the there, you are putting a, what you call as a flammable material. After getting the NOC, because 3 years is a long period. So it is the management who has to follow the fire safety guidelines. Once you got an NOC, you start floating the NOC's guidelines. So this thing is going to happen. It is not possible for a government to visit every restaurant in the night when you are being overcrowded. How it is possible one policeman or fireman sit outside the gate and see, your capacity is over. It has to be done by the management only, because it is their baby. They are running the restaurant, they are earning money. Unless they are educated, they are trained. This is going to happen, because this is not possible for the government, for a fire department, for municipal department, for police to sit across all the restaurants in the night for a Friday, Saturday, there is a peak period, and see whether the some aatishbazi is being done, something else is being done, crowd has been, gate has been locked.
Which is why I'm
has to
asking,
be
Mr. Garg,
regulated.
do you think, a 3-year window can be brought down to 2 years or 1 year for that matter? That's the limited point I'm trying to make. Given the
I'm saying-
incidents that continue to come to public domain, and given that multiple lives are being lost.
See, even you do 1 year. Earlier it was a 1 year because of the ease of doing business. It has been done the 3 years. Earlier it was for 1 year all over the country. Now the government has decided, for ease of doing business, avoid licensing, avoid inspector hours, they have done it 3 years. Now it is likely to be go for 5 years. So even if it is a 1 year, how it is possible to go every Saturday, every night to check in all the discotheque, suppose Delhi has 800 clubs.
Okay.
So I cannot go, my man cannot go, police cannot go to each club, see whether it is overcrowded, whether they are cracking fire, whether they are using a flammable material, or they have set up a temporary stage, temporary shamiana inside the club. So it has to be responsibility of the management, number one, and public has to be trained. Public has to be educated. You should not go on that club which does not have a 3 exit. You should not go an overcrowded club. If it is inside a lot of flammable material, you should ask, and public should ask, you got NOC or not? If you got NOC, why you have closed the door? Unless public start hitting them, only then this will be done. Because for a government,
And for that, public needs to be aware. People need to know what to ask, what to ensure, what to check when they make an entry into any such crowded place or a nightclub for that matter. I'll come back to the both of you. Why we're raising these important questions is because there are a lot of restaurants, clubs that continue to operate while completely ignoring all of these must-dos. And here's one such example. This is a sting operation that was carried out in Romeo Lane in the national capital. Remember, Birch by Romeo Lane is where this fire broke out and led to loss of 25 lives. Here's what's happening in the national capital in the meanwhile. Take a look.
Romeo Lane, which has witnessed the disaster which claimed the lives of 25 people, owing to the lack of fire safety protocols, has also the ramifications that can be seen in the national capital. In the civil lines branch of Romeo Lane, the same outlet that has been owned by the Luthra brothers has in fact the same glaring revelations about the lack of fire safety passageway exit protocols. I'm at the entrance where I'll just like to show you that at Romeo Lane, where we went inside and noticed many glaring and shocking revelations. Moving inside, what we could understand that the entry and the exit of the Romeo Lane were from the same gate that you can see behind me, and this very same gate has a lift which now gives us the entry to a tinder box, having the fire extinguisher equipment ready, but also at the same time the staff telling us that the open terrace and the open roof side of the restaurant has been closed after the audit, and the renewed scrutiny over the fire safety checks has been ordered by the MCD and the officials in the wake of what has happened in that branch in Goa's Arpora village. At this outlet in civil lines, which is one of the outlets of Romeo Lane across the national capital, what we saw is also a recipe that is ready for a disaster to be repeated. Seems like no lessons have been learned, as only in the ramifications that could be seen were the lessons that the open terrace was shut. But for the visitors who could be coming inside the box, the entire room was in fact apparently large, but the exits were interestingly and shockingly even smaller. Whether we speak from the point of view of the entry to the lift, or we speak from the point of view of the exit, there was barely any space for any people or the visitors, the people coming to exit or to have any sort of passageway to be out of the building. This is Simran for CNN News 18.
All right, let's get back into the conversation once again. Mr. Jain, taking a cue from what Mr. Garg just said and the report that we just played out for our viewers, this once again is safety being compromised, and this is a report from the national capital. Why do you think owners today are resorting to this kind of a practice? Is it merely because upgrading safety equipments or ensuring that proper processes are followed come at a cost? They turn out to be expensive, or is this only lack of enforcement as per you?
No, I will just tell you two things. I agree with what Mr. Garg is saying, and you are saying that the people have to follow. My simple question to you is, why this Romeo Lane was opened and a permission was given to open by the police, by the MCD, by the DDA, if the rules were not being followed? Simple question. If there was one exit, if your people are going and doing the sting operation just now of a place that has already been burnt, go and do it at 100 restaurants. You will find this problem in 70 of them. The government has to give license to operate only when these norms are being followed. There are 2 exits, there are fire extinguishers, there are all these places. But yes, it happens. Delhi runs, the whole country runs like this particular stuff. Why are we sitting and blaming just now the owners of the place, the government of the place? But yes, license process has to be made stricter and stricter and stricter. And as Mr. Garg equally said, no checks can happen every day by these people also. But yes, if once before opening, you are able to do this thing for all the checks, I am telling you the probability gets reduced by 90% for all these kind of incidences happening, because people will be aware. Second most important point.
Licensing processes is the first part, Mr. Jain, but the other parts of the story, and they may play a lesser significant role, but they do play an important role indeed. For instance, public awareness. For instance, whether the staff that's employed at this particular venue is also well trained to deal in fire situations. Do they know how to use fire extinguishers? So what I'm trying to ask you is, are all of these practices being ensured? So when you sign up for an event, is your staff receiving any sort of a formal training? Do they know how to use proper fire extinguishers? This is only beyond the licensing part. So once a lapse has taken place on that level, how else can the damage be controlled is what we're looking at now.
Most important part, if there is a fire department in Delhi city or anywhere in the India, the people are to be trained. Even I have fire extinguishers in my house. I have bought them. They are the best quality fire extinguishers. But who teaches them how to operate a fire extinguisher? This is the same problem that happens in the restaurants also. You place the fire extinguishers, you place it all the place, but if something will happen, how will somebody, they're very user friendly, but people have to be taught, and this is the time for all of us to take an oath to ask people to use these fire extinguishers, to place the fire extinguishers and make sure that these incidences, but yes, the usability is the key of the game from now on after seeing these incidences go up. It is not only the rules in the books that can frame and save our lives, but it is we have to take a vow to use them and to place it at a proper place, so that if something happens, we are able to use them and control it, is what I can say.
Overcapacity, overcrowded spaces is another problem to this entire story. Mr. Jain, why do you think that's happening? Given how overselling tickets will lead to increase in revenue, do you think that's one pressure organizers constantly face?
I will explain to you why it happens, because this nightlife is a business of 2 days, which is a Friday and a Saturday. The clubs don't operate on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Sundays, and there are 2 days when people go out. So there are revenues that the hotel owners and the club owners are looking at to gather in. So if it has a capacity of 400 people, by the end it goes up to 800 people, and they're selling liquor there, they're selling food there, and that's the way it happens. So first and foremost, if there is a capacity of 400 people, there has to be a machine to be installed, and it has to be counted, which government can go and see at any given point of time. But yes, control of crowd is important, because few places at Kutub, if you enter, at these places, the Nehru place where you enter in the night on a Saturday, trust on me, the parking guys charges 2,000 rupees for making a car park there. When you enter into that club, the kind of money that those people, because they're operating for 2 days, rest every day they're lying empty. So it's a chicken and egg situation. People will have to understand the revenues. The government will have to understand the whole problem. The rentals are going very, very high because of, see, we were a population of 100 crore before some 10, 12, 15 years. Now we're a population of 140 crores. India remains the same. The geographical signs remain the same. Things are increasing very drastically. People are, but yes, the cities remain a point of attraction where all these things are happening. Crowd control remains the most important part for our events also, for the live shows that we are doing, for these biggest AP Dillons.
Especially this part of the year. This is where your maximum concerts, your maximum, your so-called big New Year, Christmas parties also take place. This is
I will not talk big. The Chief Minister of Delhi and the Tourism Minister of Delhi, Rekha Gupta ji and Kapil Mishra, before 1.5 months, sat in a press conference with me, got the venue rentals reduced to 50%, and Indira Gandhi Stadium at 50%, Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium at 50%, and made sure that all these events that you're seeing in Delhi just now, which are the largest one of the world, are happening because of the support by government. I'm not saying
fingers crossed to that, Mr. Jain. We need to wrap up. So one last comment from Mr. Garg. Mr. Garg, if in one line you could just send a message, use this platform to send a message to all the club owners ahead of New Year's and Christmas celebrations.
2 messages. Number 1, please don't block the exit. Don't overcrowd it. If you are overcrowding it, then provide the proper support in case of emergency so that people can be taken out. Because as Mr. Jain has said, for the commercial reason, they are overcrowding it because only they are running over 2 days. So they must provide the manpower in case of emergency so that people can be taken out. Number 1, please recheck your fire safety arrangement, your other system also. And there are technology available. When the detector system go on, sounding, then the music system should be stopped immediately so that people can hear it. Once the music is stopped, everybody will be aware something is wrong, because why music is stopped. So I think technology is already available, and then they should install it so that I think by this and educating the people, that will be very, very less, and this incident will not happen like this.
Oh yes, whether you're hosting or you're attending, awareness and accountability can prevent the next tragedy, and hopefully everyone will keep that in mind and take this as a big lesson. Thank you so much, both you gentlemen, for joining us this morning and decoding that all-important story here on The Breakfast Club. We head into a very short break. With that coming right up, we go across to our person of interest. We will be speaking to 2 inspiring women from the Indian Navy who have scripted history and circumnavigated across the world. We take you through their story in just a bit.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
$1 million to the US Treasury. The card also allows the companies to retain foreign talent through corporate sponsorship by buying a card. The site of the gold card has been made live, with White House now taking online applications for the new path to citizenship. Let's listen in.
Very excitingly for me and for the country, we've just launched the Trump Gold Card. The site goes up and all funds go to the United States government. It could be a tremendous amount of money. It's somewhat like a green card, but with big advantages over a green card. And companies are going to be able to go to the Wharton School of Finance, the Stern Business School, Harvard, MIT, wherever you may get your students, any school, and you're able to buy a card and keep that person in the United States.
Joining us now is CNN News 18's Akanksha Swaroop. Akanksha, by allowing these foreigners to buy the US residency for $1 million, now is the US under this gold card scheme effectively seen as that they're commodifying the process of immigration? What does that mean for merit-based migration and for the global equity?
Right. Clearly, Shreya, this is not a priority for Donald Trump when it comes to merit-based migration at the moment, because he is now looking towards also companies investing in it to retain foreign talent through corporate sponsorship. They can buy the gold card. Remember, this has been in the making and talks have been on for a while, but today it's extremely significant because now it's finally available on the site, which has been made live, with White House taking the online applications for what many are calling a new path to the citizenship. And regarding the corporate part of the gold card, Trump is saying that companies are going to be able to go to Wharton School of Finance, Stern Business School, Harvard, MIT, wherever you may get your students, any school, and you are able to buy a card and keep that person in the United States. And he's calling this the best vetting process so far. More importantly, you're also looking at, say, companies like Apple. He's in fact also made that announcement, and he referred to Tim Cook. He said that nobody will be happier than Tim Cook because he was the one who spoke the maximum about it, is what Donald Trump is claiming. That probably billions of dollars will now go to Treasury of the United States. So this is perhaps what Donald Trump was looking towards, using this $1 million worth gold card to add to the U.S. Treasury and bring more money into the U.S. It's somewhat like a green card, but with big advantages over a green card, is what he's claiming, because companies will be able to go to any school, buy a card, and keep that person in the United States. It's a gift to get somebody great coming into the U.S., because according to Donald Trump, he says that we think there will be some tremendous people who otherwise wouldn't have been allowed to stay. And according now, just to run our viewers through the procedures, the Trump corporate gold card will be issued to a corporate sponsor for hiring one or more employees, and the corporate sponsor will also be required to pay a $15,000 processing fee per employee and a $2 million gift per employee after completion of the vetting procedure. And there's also a reaction which has come in from the Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, who's gone on to announce that individuals will be paying $1 million and corporations will be paying $2 million to bring in an employee. And he's touting the new Trump Gold Card for immigrants as the best vetting procedure, $15,000 vetting to make sure these people absolutely qualify to be in America. And will this now, in fact, impact the inflow of, say, the STEM talent, which was heading towards the United States, is going to be a key question, Shreya, because it's not like the U.S. is the only top destination now. Students have already started exploring other options, whether it is Australia, Canada, Europe, the UK particularly. Several other countries are now on their list. So will this impact the overall STEM talent? Remember, this is also arriving a day after we've seen how the big the big Silicon Valley companies, whether it is Amazon, Microsoft, all of them making their heavy bets to invest in India. And with several institutions also coming to India, particularly from Europe, as far as universities are concerned. So we'll have to see if the US can actually bet on this $1 million gold card.
Right. So, Kansha, also for countries like India, who have historically supplied large number of students and tech professionals to the US, how will this change their access? This will significantly change their access to the American residency, because now all the wealthy individuals will have a realistic path, while ordinary graduates who are not able to get corporate sponsorships will be effectively squeezed out.
Well, absolutely, and that is precisely the idea behind introducing this $1 million gold card visa, and that is exactly what Donald Trump wants to do, because this is also part of his...
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
$1 million to the US Treasury. The card also allows the companies to retain foreign talent through corporate sponsorship.
This is Indian of the Year 2025, and with me are the two lovely ladies who made the entire country proud, Lieutenant Commander Dilna and Lieutenant Commander Rupa. They have successfully circumnavigated around the globe, created history in so many ways. I want to first up ask both of you, was there a moment through those 200 plus days where you were like, yes, this is why I chose this life?
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah, because the sunset, sunrises, when we see them, it's like completely a different world out there. You actually forget the challenges you faced. You only remember the good moments.
Lieutenant Commander Rupa, was there a day where you were like, why have I chosen this for myself?
Whenever I had sleepless nights, there was not a bit of sleep for the even for a stretch of 24 hours. That's when I was thinking, there was like one voice in my head which said like, why did you get yourself here?
Tell me a little bit about your partnership. Who was the stronger one mentally, emotionally? Who was the stronger one physically? And I'm going to ask both of you if you agree or disagree.
I think physically I am stronger.
Do you agree?
No, I don't. I think I should meet her on the boat.
Okay, why do you say you're physically stronger though? Let's get into details.
I can take more push-ups.
Can we do a little bit of that? Will it be too much? I don't think so.
When we are out of uniform.
Okay, understandable. Okay, so we'll wait for another behind the scenes for this one. Okay, now I want to ask you, what was it like when you finally could see the shore and you were like, Khatam ho gaya, we're done?
We didn't want to go back to the land. We wanted to continue sailing.
Really?
Yeah, that's what. We had a mixed feeling of coming back, but I couldn't tell that to my mother because I know that she's waiting to see me after like 8 months, but then I was feeling a little bit sad to go back.
What is communication like? How frequently could you speak to people at home, family at home?
We have fleet broadband facility, the satellite facility, so we can talk to home, but not every day. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to ensure that you all don't fight at the end of this, but we want more details on what were those 200 odd days like. So, who's more likely to risk it for a perfect sunrise selfie?
Rupa.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, lovely. We have consensus here. Great. Secretly checks the snack stash at 2 a.m.
Dilna.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay,
You wake
lovely.
up one day and then you find all the chocolates, everything gone, and then it'll be her.
Who's the bossy one?
It's me.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep asking questions and you're going to raise your hand. So we'll see if we have a clear winner. Okay. Let's do this. Who's the bossy one? Who's the funny one? Who's the calm in a storm one? Okay. Fight it out. Who's the early riser?
Rupa's a little bit of a cheater there.
No, I'm awake the entire night. I'm not sleeping. So there's no awake.
She works so hard that she's catching up with all the sleep later. Okay, who's the emotional one? Okay, sweet. Who's the loud laughter?
Both are.
Yeah, both are. Okay. Who takes more selfies? Okay, let's have a selfie pose then. Come on. Let's end it on a selfie pose. Come. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you. Yes.
ये 11 साल का प्लान कर रखा है कि आप वापस घर नहीं जाएंगे. You've been on this energy Swaraj Yatra. Please tell us a little bit about this. It's already been 6 years, I believe.
Yeah, so this is the 6th year, and when I understood that how serious the climate change is, and it's a global problem, it is not a problem of one city, one state, one country, but the whole humanity. And when you want to solve a problem as big as this, you have to put as good efforts also. And that is when I decided to do something like this. The thought came in my mind, महात्मा गांधी होते इस समय तो कैसे इतनी बड़ी समस्या को हल करते, और वो शायद कुछ उपवास वगैरह करते, कुछ यात्रा करते, तो उपवास मेरे से होता नहीं है. So that is why I decided to do this yatra. And because it's a huge problem and it's a time bound problem, ऐसा नहीं कि जब मन होगा तब ठीक कर लेंगे. तो टाइम को पैरामीटर जब बनाएंगे तो यू हैव टू फील द अर्जेंसी ऑफ सॉल्विंग इट. एंड दैट इज़ वाई मैंने डिसाइडेड दैट आई प्लेज दैट मैं 11 साल घर नहीं जाऊँगा, और 11 साल घर नहीं जाऊँगा ताकि इस पे हर दिन हर घंटा फोकस कर सके. तो मैंने एक बस बनाई है जो मेरा घर है. इट्स कॉल्ड एनर्जी स्वराज यात्रा बस. और बस के अंदर बेड है, किचन है, वॉशरूम है, लाइब्रेरी है, ऑफिस है, टेम्पल है, गार्डन है.
Right.
और तो मैं उसी में रहता हूँ, और देश भर में पिछले 5 साल से ट्रेवल कर रहा हूँ. अभी 6ठा साल चालू हो गया है
जी. एंड ऑफ कोर्स यू वर डिस्कसिंग दिस ऑल्सो, यू आर अ मैन ऑफ साइंस, पर आप स्पिरिचुअलिटी में भी बिलीव करते हैं. एंड टू दैट आई वांट टू आस्क यू, व्हाट आर वी नॉट फोकसिंग ऑन, व्हाट आर वी नॉट सीइंग?
Well, I think what we are not realizing is what is life and what is the whole purpose. मैं हमेशा लोगों से पूछता हूँ कि if you really understand life, then you should ask yourself कि मरने के पहले मुझे क्या करना है. What is my goal? Because हम जब शाम को ऑफिस से निकलते हैं तो हमारा गोल होता है, डेस्टिनेशन होता है, हम घर जाते हैं. तो लाइफ का भी डेस्टिनेशन होना चाहिए, और लाइफ का डेस्टिनेशन सिर्फ accumulate करना नहीं हो सकता. इवेंचुअली हम सबको we are looking for a joy, peace, love, that is what we are all looking for, but we get stuck into this middle level things. I have created, by the way, 3 pyramid of 3 sets. One is called survival desires, roti kapda makan, which is सबकी ज़रूरत है, होना चाहिए. वहाँ पे हमें पॉलिसी हेल्प करती है, टेक्नोलॉजी हेल्प करती है. Once we cross survival desire, then we have thrival desires. When you want to thrive, when you want to achieve more, so you want to do more power, you want more authority, more respect, more of this, more of that. And we are all right now stuck into that thrival. We want to do more. But why you want to do more? Because we want to go to the last stage, which is called arrival desires, destination. You want to arrive at something,
Yeah.
तो हमेशा उदाहरण देता हूँ कि आइसक्रीम खाए बिना हम तो जिंदा रह सकते हैं, फिर भी सब लोग आइसक्रीम खाते क्यों? अच्छा लगता है.
हाँ.
कोई मुझे सुंदर कहे तो अच्छा लगता है, कोई मुझे रिस्पेक्ट दे तो अच्छा लगता है. सो अल्टीमेट एम ऑफ लाइफ इज टू फील गुड, टू बी हैप्पी, टू बी जॉयफुल, टू बी लविंग. तो वो मेरी अल्टीमेट डिजायर्स हैं, अराइवल डिजायर्स, एंड वी आर राइट नाउ स्टक एट दैट. तो जब हमें अल्टीमेट डिजायर्स के पीछे जाएंगे तो पता चलेगा ये दुनिया में हम जितना तामझाम करते हैं, ऐसा होना चाहिए, वैसे होना चाहिए, वो सब की ज़रूरत नहीं. यू कैन बी हैप्पी at any given moment without really having lot of resources. So that is what we are not realizing कि जाना कहाँ है लाइफ में, मरने के पहले क्या करना है. मैं सभी से कहना चाहूँ, ये प्रश्न का उत्तर नहीं पता हो तो सोचते रहना.
एटलीस्ट सोचते
तो रहना.
आई ऑल्सो वॉन्ट टू आस्क यू कि आपके कुर्ते पे जो ये लिखा है, आई बिलीव दैट इज वेरी मच द ethos ऑफ व्हाट यू आर ट्राइंग टू डू ऑल्सो एन एनर्जी स्वराज. इफ यू कुड जस्ट टेल अस.
Yes. So it says I consume less because I can afford, but nature cannot afford. So one very basic fact of life, the truth of life, मैं ये जितनी प्रॉब्लम है दुनिया में, राइट फ्रॉम द डिप्रेशन, स्ट्रेस, वायलेंस, एयर पोल्यूशन, सॉइल पोल्यूशन, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग, क्लाइमेट चेंज, ये सब के पीछे एक ही कारण है. that we don't understand कि धरती सीमित है, धरती के रिसोर्सेज सीमित है, तो हमारा कंजम्पशन सीमित होना चाहिए, है ना. तो मैं लोगों से पूछता रहता हूँ कि अच्छा साइंस बढ़ रहा है, यस. टेक्नोलॉजी बढ़ रही है, यस. इकोनॉमी बढ़ रही है, यस. पर धरती बढ़ रही, नो. मिनरल्स बढ़ रहे, नो. सॉइल बढ़ रही, नो. तो फिर अलमारियों में कपड़े कैसे बढ़ रहे हैं? तो फिर गाड़ियों की संख्या कैसे बढ़ रही, बिल्डिंगों की संख्या कैसे बढ़ रही? जब सैलरी फिक्स होती है तो खर्चे फिक्स होते हैं ना. तो धरती फिक्स है तो ये सब बढ़ नहीं सकता. तो फिर क्या करना चाहिए? मुझे ये रियलाइज करना है कि मैं यदि होशियार हूँ, इफ आई एम इंटेलिजेंट, I can become a doctor, I can become an engineer, I can become a lawyer, I can earn more, I can do business. So my earning can grow, my salary can grow, my business can grow. But so what will happen with my salary increase? My capacity to buy will grow. But does that mean that nature's capacity to supply will also grow? No, it is not, because everything is fixed. तो लोगों को जब ये रियलाइज हो कि हाँ मेरा सैलरी बिजनेस सब बढ़ सकता है, मेरे खरीदने की क्षमता बढ़ सकती है, नेचर के सप्लाई करने की क्षमता नहीं बढ़ सकती, ये फिक्स है और ये फाइनाइट है
जी.
तो ये मैसेज और ये सत्य को सबने समझ लिया तो मुझे लगता है ये जो एनवायरनमेंट, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग, क्लाइमेट चेंज, डिप्रेशन, स्ट्रेस वगैरह वैसे ही ठीक हो जाएगा.
Right, so you are saying कि over consumption ही है which is at the core of climate issues also. That being said, of course आपने कई बार बात की है finite earth, finite resources, finite consumption के बारे में. आपको लगता है कि people are ready to accept that there is a limit to all of these things? Do you think that is something that can come to people easily? Because most of the times I'm assuming people choose convenience over actually seeing what impact it will have later on.
Well, are people ready to accept this truth? That everything is finite, so consumption has to be finite? The answer is no. Because all those people who are driving this world, who are driving the society, and who are these people who drive the society, who gives the direction? I call them 6 P's, you know. Number 1, parents. Number 2, professors, those who are teaching. Number 3, professionals, those who are driving the corporate world. Number 4, policy makers, those who are making policies, the politicians, and the press, you know. These 6 people have been driving the world in other direction. Everybody wants to do more, and every parent wants that their child should become doctor, engineer, he should have big this, big that, without realizing, yes, he can become a big doctor and big engineer and he can earn crores of rupees. But what is the point if he cannot breathe clean air? What is the point if he cannot drink a glass of water without filtering? What is the point if he cannot eat food without chemicals? तो हर पेरेंट्स को मैं यही चैलेंज करता हूँ कि इनफैक्ट मैं तो ये भी बोलता हूँ कि अपने बच्चों को पढ़ाना लिखाना बंद कर दो. जिस तरह से एनवायरनमेंट बिगड़ रहा है वो उसके वैसे भी कुछ काम आने वाला नहीं है. उसको क्या करो, बेचारे को जीने लायक धरती छोड़ दो. और जीने के लिए 3 ही चीज़ें चाहिए. क्या? सांस लेने के लिए शुद्ध हवा, बिना फिल्टर का पानी और बिना केमिकल का खाना. कैन एनी पेरेंट इन इंडिया टुडे गारंटी उसके बच्चों को ये 3 चीज़ें गारंटी कर सकता है? नहीं कर सकता. कितना भी अमीर को नहीं कर सकता. तो जो जीवन का आधार तो हवा, पानी, मिट्टी है, आपने उसको खोदते जा रहे हैं, उसको खराब कर रहे हैं, और ऊपर मंजिल बनाना है और ऊपर AI करना है और टेक्नोलॉजी करना है, तो ये तो मंजिल, ये तो बिल्डिंग गिर जाएगी ना.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
$1 million to the US Treasury. The card also allows the companies to retain foreign talent through corporate sponsorship by buying a card. The site of the gold card has been made live, with White House now taking online applications for the new path to citizenship. Let's listen in.
Very excitingly for me and for the country, we've just launched the Trump Gold Card. The site goes up and all funds go to the United States government. It could be a tremendous amount of money. It's somewhat like a green card, but with big advantages over a green card. And companies are going to be able to go to the Wharton School of Finance, the Stern Business School, Harvard, MIT, wherever you may get your students, any school, and you're able to buy a card and keep that person in the United States.
Joining us now is CNN News 18's Akanksha Swaroop. Akanksha, by allowing these foreigners to buy the US residency for $1 million, now is the US under this gold card scheme effectively seen as that they're commodifying the process of immigration? What does that mean for merit-based migration and for the global equity?
Right. Clearly, Shreya, this is not a priority for Donald Trump when it comes to merit-based migration at the moment, because he is now looking towards also companies investing in it to retain foreign talent through corporate sponsorship. They can buy the gold card. Remember, this has been in the making and talks have been on for a while, but today it's extremely significant because now it's finally available on the site, which has been made live with White House taking the online applications for what many are calling a new path to the citizenship. And regarding the corporate part of the gold card, Trump is saying that companies are going to be able to go to Wharton School of Finance, Stern Business School, Harvard, MIT, wherever you may get your students, any school, and you're able to buy a card and keep that person in the United States. And he's calling this the best vetting process so far. More importantly, you're also looking at, say, companies like Apple. He's in fact also made that announcement, and he referred to Tim Cook. He said that nobody will be happier than Tim Cook because he was the one who spoke the maximum about it, is what Donald Trump is claiming. That probably billions of dollars will now go to Treasury of the United States. So this is perhaps what Donald Trump was looking towards, using this $1 million worth gold card to add to the U.S. Treasury and bring more money into the U.S. It's somewhat like a green card, but with big advantages over a green card is what he's claiming, because companies will be able to go to any school, buy a card and keep that person in the United States. It's a gift to get somebody great coming into the U.S. because according to Donald Trump, he says that we think there will be some tremendous people who otherwise wouldn't have been allowed to stay. And according now, just to run our viewers through the procedures, the Trump corporate gold card will be issued to a corporate sponsor for hiring one or more employees, and the corporate sponsor will also be required to pay a $15,000 processing fee per employee and a $2 million gift per employee after completion of the vetting procedure. And there's also a reaction which has come in from the Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, who's gone on to announce that individuals will be paying $1 million and corporations will be paying $2 million to bring in an employee. And he's touting the new Trump gold card for immigrants as the best vetting procedure, $15,000 vetting to make sure these people.
Welcome back. India hit Mulanpur and Chandigarh today with a 1-0 lead, but the spotlight is firmly on Shubman Gill as he hunts for a defining T20 knock, with Hardik Pandya in a splendid form in South Africa, reeling from a collapse. The second T20 international later today sets up a crucial test for both sides. Here's a sum up of what you can expect later this evening. Take a look. Thanks for watching. That's all from me for now.
All eyes shift to Mulanpur and the pressure is quietly tightening around Shubman Gill. India walk into the second T20I with a 1-0 lead, momentum and a squad that looks settled, but Gill is still searching for that one convincing knock that finally reminds everyone why he was backed as India's T20 opener in the first place. There's barely been a breather between games and honestly Gill won't complain. Straight back into the middle, home ground behind him and a surfers he knows very well. This is as good a chance as any to rest the narrative. India crushed South Africa in the opener, but Gill's lukewarm return since his T20 comeback in the Asia Cup continue to stick